why does it always have, okay, I have 500,000 now, let's catapult this, let's buy some land, let's do this. I mean, yes, there is a fine line where you do not become successful being conservative. Like, we understand that you have to take risks, but there's also a fine line where you can still take risk, but you can still be conservative and still balance that in a position, in the overall. And it all depends on what your goals as a company as well.
Yeah, risk tolerance, all that stuff. There's also those guys on IG that are like, "Whoa, have your money work for you while you're working," and I don't have that. I'm trying to get to that point. But with that said, I mean, we've opened up a third bank account that, we have a checking and savings. And now I've done the math where it's like, all right, and every deposit we get from any project, 6% of that can go into a profit account. Whether it's a $5,000 check or a $150,000 check, 5% of that or 6% of that can go into this account. Mm-hmm. And that's how we're creating that slush fund. So, I mean, right now we just got a credit line, which gives me a little bit of breathing room where it's like, we've never missed, again, knock on wood, payroll, which is always tough when you're in your growing company. It's that cloud that's always over your head, where no matter what, it's coming. And if you ever miss it once, it's like you've cheated on that high school girlfriend. You're never getting that trust back, and everything's relationship based on.
And all that reputation you built for 3 years as vintage is gone. That's the thing. It's so bad.
Yeah, and you try and do that, and it's tough. So we have, a credit line that we'll just use to basically, cover ourselves when you have that Mason that wants that $3,000. Cover that $3,000. That check's definitely coming in, because what's great about our clients in that experience is that once you get it going, like, we invoice a client, like, they wire money like an hour later. It's like, that's the beauty of, not being in the specs and waiting for an investor that lives in Texas to find time to go over a proposal or an invoice for that week. It makes life a lot easier for cash flow, because if you want stuff done, and you say this in a lot of pre-con, is if you want stuff done, you have to feed the meter. Mm-hmm. Whatever you can do, you get the invoice for it. It's not like it's magic. We're not doing it where it's like, hey, we're on a credit and, we'll fund the whole thing and you get at the end.
Well, you're not the bank either, Johnny, and you shouldn't be.
We're not putting a layaway. Mm-hmm. It's legit. You want us to go? The only way, we've had a client go, I had one client go, I can't stand getting these invoices. I'm like, dude, you want 15, 35 people here. Like, you're racking up $115,000 a week on this project, between outside, inside, all that stuff. You've been begging for this type of productivity. Guess what? It comes with a price tag. It's not like the budget's going through the roof. It's just drawing out of that budget, but at a really fast pace. Like, we've done a project that started at $300,000. It was supposed to be a 3-month project, went to $3 million over 12 months. Do the math and break that down. That's a ton of money going out the door every week, but that's a lot of changes happening. It's a lot of production. We had, I think, 45 guys last week. We had the food truck. We tried to do a little appreciation. Had a taco truck on the job site. Went far. People loved it. And but then it's those little moments. I'm with my assistant, my super. We're at our desk, and I'm like, this will be huge for the job site, the morale. I don't think we talk about that enough. It's just, how do you, when you're on a big project, sometimes it can just get like, oh, same job again, same thing. It's like deja vu. How do you create it fun? Like, before COVID, I was going to have a dunk tank to a job site, that way you can like have it fun, put certain people's supers on it, and, the supervisors. But yeah, it's tough to make this as fun. I look at it like, really, I do look at everything like a relationship. Is like when I first started, courting my wife at the time, it was like, how do I keep chasing that? I want to keep chasing my wife, even though we're 15 years deep in a marriage. It's the same as the projects. I want to look at like that chase, where it's still unique. It's a challenge. That's what I loved about this industry, is that any project, whether it's the same architect or whatever, it's changed by, like you said, the job sites. The job sites are always different. The different times of weather that you start a project. I mean, Arizona's Arizona. I'm sure it comes with its flaws, but for the most part, you don't have this big dip in seasons like we do. And but that's the fun in it. That's what keeps me young at heart, and keeps me energized about the products, because I can walk onto a job site and almost forecast what I'm going to fall into. I always look at it like a PM. I think any PM, any super, any owner you should be able to be blindfolded and put onto a job site, whether it's I go to Arizona and Brad takes me, this is how I walk products, blindfold me, and then open me up in that product. I want to be able to figure out the next 6 people I need to talk to, next 6 people I need to call, and then what I need to order. And that's what I do every day. It hasn't changed since the first day.